Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. Stick around. So I was watching an old Cody's Lab video where he used a ball mill because I wanted to crush up some of these ore samples that I had brought back from different prospecting trips I've gone on. Some of it's from an old gold mine, the tailings in Minnesota, believe it or not. Some of it's from a silver mine down in Missouri, and some of it actually brought back from Alaska. So I ended up going on Amazon, as always, and I bought this rock crusher. It's a pretty heavy steel construction. You just stick the rocks down the side and you pound on it, and well, that was getting me, sandy texture and little pebbles, but nothing that I could really pan. And I'm trying to experiment with some smelting or heating up some ore, roasting it, I guess, and putting it through my blue bowl. But I needed a really fine powder, so I thought, how do I make a ball mill? And then I realized I really already have a ball mill. I have a couple rock tumblers. This one's from a Lortone 33B, and I have some balls. I got some ball bearings. I've already tried this, so I used these ball bearings last time, and it worked really well. I got a really fine powder. The nice thing is, and it took about a week, and I would check it periodically every couple days. I do it all dry, otherwise it makes a real nasty mess. And the pieces that didn't quite get crushed by the balls, I would put them in that little rock crusher, work them down a little smaller, and then the ball bearings did their work. So I just take the ore samples, and I just fill it up about halfway, and I put in my ball bearings. I'm going to try, these are 3/4 inch ball bearings, and I also got some 1-inch ball bearings right here. I'll post a link to this stuff down below. Put that in there. So let's get this all sealed up. We'll put it on the rock crusher, and we'll wait a week and come back and see what it looks like. Alright, so these have been running for about 24 hours. I like to check them each day and take out as much of the dust as I can. Just seems like it helps it go along faster. I've done a couple experiments. It seems like the more you empty it, the faster it goes. So let's take a look and see what's inside. And then I like to classify it down. For whatever arbitrary reason, I've chosen a 4 to catch the ball bearings and big rocks, a 10, and a 60 mesh. So all of my stuff is going to be 60 mesh. I may classify it further down to 100 mesh before I put it in the blue bowl. But all I do is that's what's inside there. And this is just after 24 hours. You can see quite a bit of dust in there. And then I'll shake it off. And this is all completely dry. Otherwise you get into a big mess. And I don't think it's as effective. The slurry that you get with wet ball milling, I guess that's what we'll call this, I think would cushion the rocks too much. So this is what's just in our 4 mesh, right? It's just most of the big chunks. And you can take these and break them up with that rock crusher I just showed you. And I did split it up into 2 different ones and added some more material. So let's put that back in. Got any dust in there, we'll put it down through our bigger classifiers. And then just arbitrarily, I just used a 10 mesh. It could have been anything, but anyway, that's all we got in the 10 mesh. Dump that back in. And then we still got some dust here caught in the 60 mesh. Try getting as much of that out as we can. Dump that back in. And then that's quite a bit of dust. So, or crushings, tailings, I don't know what you call them. But we'll dump those in with the rest of our stuff. Now, I don't know what to do with this yet. I just know that my blue bowl likes really small mesh, or really high mesh, so 100 mesh, 60 mesh. So I'm just trying to get all this crushed ore, or all this ore crushed down to that size. All right, we'll put them back on the tumbler and check them in a few days. Alright, so some of that ore was pretty stubborn, so I had to get out my rock crusher. I've had this one about 15 years, and he eats a lot, but he's pretty handy to have around. We didn't have to crush that much manually, but I was getting impatient and he really wanted to help, so thanks, buddy. And we ended up putting that crushed rock back into the ball mill for further processing. While Minnesota might not be known for its gold, it is known for its Lake Superior agates. These are ones that are in the process of being polished after we cut them on the rock saw. But back to the ball mill. Well, so I'm all finished. I used some ball bearings. I used 2 different sizes. I think I mentioned that. A 1-inch and a 3/4 inch steel ball bearing that I just got off of Amazon. I put them in my rock tumbler, and I had 2 of these going. Every once in a while I had to break out the rock crusher. You saw him in action, just to break up the bigger rocks, to speed things up a little bit. I don't think this was really necessary, but it really saved some time off. And then I ended up not really using this mortar and pestle all that much to grind up the rest of the stuff. The ball bearings did a good enough job. So what were the results? Well, I put it all in here. I started off with about, I'd say, 2 gallons worth of material. I got a little overzealous and put some of my my black sands in there as well, and crushed it down to a 60 mesh real fine powder. So yeah, again, now, internet, what do I do with this stuff? Do I roast it? Do I run it through the blue bowl as is? Do I try to pan it and remove the lighter material? Is all of it lighter material? Not really sure where to go next, so hopefully if you have an idea, you can leave a comment below. I'm really looking for some help here, and that'll be the next video on gold panning. So, does it work? Absolutely it works, and it works a lot better than I thought. For 2 gallons of ore samples and some cons, black sands, 2 of these barrels took me about 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. So, it's a great DIY ball mill. I don't think I'm the guy that came up with the idea, but I haven't seen it anywhere else. So let me know what your results are. Great way, especially if you're just a recreational prospector like me and you occasionally just wonder what's in that quartz. This might be a good way to find out. I just need to know what to do next. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching.